Welcome back, Caddy Corner, episode 64, sort of.
Yeah.
This is going to be weird for the audience, kind of, because this is a kind of prequel to After Hours that you heard on Wednesday, but this is coming out on Friday.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird situation, but I don't think it's going to tie together too much. But anyway, we just recorded an entire podcast for today, and through some strange situation, it didn't record or something. And so that's what we're going to talk about on this kind of like episode of the main show, Caddy Corner, episode 64. I'm Austin, by the way, and he's Caleb.
Yeah, I'm Caleb.
Yeah. And if you'd rate and review the show, it'd make us feel a lot better. And while you're at it, you can like and subscribe and ring that bell too.
Yeah. Because we've been doing this for so long, and we really haven't had very many situations like this before.
Not many at all, to be honest. Very few.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like what I was saying, was like we were kind of owed one, you know?
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us. And it is unfortunate, you know, that it happened now. I don't think we can really reveal what we talked about either, because it probably comes out next week, this show or something. So you're just going to have to wait to see what we talked about.
Yeah.
Which is, again, unfortunate. But it was also kind of like a lucky situation, because this is our kind of first episode back from I've been gone for 2 weeks. And so of all the times for us to have to re-record, you know, an episode that we're going to kind of have to improv, this is kind of the time, because I feel like, I mean, we haven't seen each other in 2 weeks, so we kind of, I assume, have things to talk about. So of all the times, you know, it could have been like how it was in the wintry type time, where it was nice and bleak and all we were doing was staying inside and working on videos and stuff like that. Hopefully it's not quite like that anymore, but yeah, man, unfortunate. You always hate to see a technical difficulty.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. It makes you real sad.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm the one running the computer.
Yeah, but
you know?
I don't think that you did anything
So
wrong. Like you didn't do anything that you wouldn't normally do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like there's a chance that I never press record.
Yeah.
You know? It's
Sure.
like that's always an option.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
That can for sure happen sometimes, because, like you said, like this is 64 episodes of this show. Like, autopilot exists, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then also, like, we haven't been here in a couple weeks. Like, a little bit of rust exists too. I definitely felt that a little bit in the last episode. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of like it just happens. You know what I mean? It definitely happens every once in a while. You know, which is kind of unfortunate and stuff like that. I actually have an idea for what we can talk about on this episode.
Okay.
I feel like it relates to the main show well enough so that way people that enjoy the main show can kind of enjoy this episode. I was going to ask you this on the actual episode of After Hours, but I feel like it kind of still works here. So, obviously, last week, as you're listening to this, came Cartcast, which is our first ever... It's our first ever departure from the podcasting genre on this channel. Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily call it a podcast. It isn't really, you know, massively a podcast in the truest form of it. But it was just kind of, it was an idea that we kind of had, and then we overnighted it, and next thing you know, we're playing golf and recording a podcast, and then, you know, situations kind of roll out, and boom. You know, we have Cartcast.
Now it exists.
So I wanted to ask you, like, what was that process like? How much did it suck? Did it suck? Yeah, just hit me. What was it like making Cartcast?
Yeah, so I had a blast.
Yeah.
I had so much fun, and I think it was because I got to use so many different resources with the shot tracers and like all the editing, you know, because I don't do much video editing, you know, I don't do a ton of it, and so whenever I get to do some, then I excited. I have a fun time, and so I mean, we recorded the episode, which was sick,
so fun to record, by the way.
Yeah. Thanks to the Crescent for having us out there.
Yeah.
You know, and
but in all seriousness, thanks to the Crescent for like not getting like upset about it or anything like that. You know, it's probably like an unseen thing.
Yeah.
Around where we're from, so that was something that I was worried about.
And so, that was the recording part was super fun and super chill. I mean, we literally just played golf
with a camera.
Yeah, and talked about the things that we'd pretty much talk about anyway.
Yeah.
And so that was a fun time. And then whenever it came down to post production, it was just kind of grind time, and so I wouldn't say that any of it sucked, really. There were definitely some parts that I had to get used to. I'd never made shot tracers before, and so I did that for the first time.
How was that?
It was a lot of work.
Yeah,
but it wasn't like
insane.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
it was more. It wasn't
so
like
time.
Yeah, it wasn't like bad, because I mean, once you figure out the first one,
they're all kind of the same.
You just do it over and over again. And so with that, it was it was super fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited to do it again.
Yeah, it was fun, right?
Yeah,
it was an insane. It's just cool to me that we had that idea and then we were able to like execute on it so quickly. You know what I mean? Obviously we filmed that a long time ago, kind of. Like we probably filmed that maybe like pushing a month ago.
Yeah, it was probably 3 or 4 weeks ago.
And just came out. Came out not even 7 days ago as we were recording this. So
yeah,
but yeah, I thought it was, and like it was good timing because like we needed one more episode.
Yeah,
to kind of close out while I was gone, and then like I don't know, it was just really fun.
Yeah,
it was fun to make. And it's cool that like you had fun making that video because I thought it turned out really good. I really did think that, and what a show.
Yeah.
And I guess like the question too to the audience is like, did you guys like it? Let us know. We kind of have this idea that isn't like super far into place, but like we have this vision, if you will, that like in some way we can incorporate guests into that show and kind of figure that situation out. So let us know if you guys would be interested in that, because I think that that's a super interesting way to bring guests onto the show, especially guests that maybe would feel, I don't know, more comfortable in like that type of setting, So you never know. But that kind of like, it opens a rabbit hole, I think, that is like bottomless. We can do so much with that format. I think that's just separate, from this even. You know? And I mean, I'm not saying that nobody's doing, like, we definitely took some inspiration from some people that are on YouTube already that are making similar content to exactly what we made on Cartcast. But
yeah,
I do think that we kind of added like our own little kind of spin to it. And I think that like you do the first one, and then like we kind of know like what we need to improve upon for the production of the next one. You know what I mean? As far as like gear, especially. So, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was definitely a good idea, and I thought it was, all things considered, fairly well done. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't massively planned out either. You know what I mean? Like we kind of showed up and didn't really know what we were doing, but sort of knew what we were doing. And next thing you know, we're have a golf YouTube video up on the podcast channel. So.
Right.
But yeah. It felt very at home though for the roots of the show. I felt like too.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I definitely think that we got back to kind of what the idea of this show was gonna be.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of like after hours vibes.
100%.
Just chilling. Super relaxing time.
Yeah.
But also like we brought a whole new realm video-wise to the show.
Yeah, neither of us had ever done anything like that before.
Yeah. Never done anything like that.
Mm-mm.
And so I think that, all things considered, how fast the idea came around and turnaround time.
Yeah.
I think that.
Because even like, I don't even know if you even thought about having that video up when you had it up. Like I think I had that idea like a week ahead, which a week is a long time kind of to work on a video.
Yeah.
But it's not a long time to work on a video whenever you've never done anything like that before. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you got a week to learn all of these new kind of things. Not that I don't know if any of them were like overly intensive to learn or anything like that, but they could have been.
Right.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think that like it also is kind of up to you guys too, the audience. Like if you guys enjoyed Cartcast and kind of the format of that, like let us know what you think. Let us know if you want to see that again, and also let us know if you would, want to see guests in that format too. I think that like guests in that format make a ton of sense.
Yeah.
I don't fully know what we would do again if you and I were going to go and shoot that again. I don't fully know what it looks like, as far as like a format or whatever. But maybe we figure that out, But yeah, I mean, I just think it's super fun experimenting. New formats are so fun to try out,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that like we've sat at a table and talked to mics for a long time, and so it was fun to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I definitely agree.
Yeah. So yeah, Cartcast, super fun to make. And even if we like never do it again, it was fun to do once. You know what I mean? And also too, like maybe it exists like on one of our like personal channels at some point. Like maybe you making Cartcast for the first time sparks some sort of like golf content journey under you or whatever. Who knows?
Right.
You know, it's fully possible on both sides there. So yeah, it's fun to try new things.
Yeah.
It's super fun to try new things.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's super satisfying too. I think like seeing an idea born into an actual thing. Yeah, it's just cool.
Yeah. And it isn't, I mean, it was just something that we had never done before. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we definitely drew a ton of inspiration from golf creators that we've watched, you know, because we kind of started watching golf YouTube videos around the time that those started to blow up. You know what I mean? Early pandemic, around then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All things considered. And so here we are, you know, kind of like recreating those videos that we kind of grew up on, but with our spin on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of a fun thing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's always fun to make something new, especially when it comes out and it's pretty good, you know?
Yeah.
Our first version, episode 1 of this podcast was garbage.
Right.
Episode 1 of Cartcast was not garbage. You know what I mean? It was pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I'm excited to see like where that goes. And who knows, like maybe it's something that we can do like once a month or something like that. And maybe it's like not an episode of the main show, maybe it's like a side show. Yep. Who knows? You know? Yep. Who knows where like that kind of journey takes us, but it was cool to make, you know?
Yeah.
And like you said, like it's really cool to have an idea and then like in a month it's real. That's insane, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to us. It was a good idea.
Facts.
Yeah, and it was fun. It was super fun to make.
Yeah.
It's super fun to spice stuff up. Yeah, for sure. It's so sad that our podcast died.
I know. I cannot
believe it.
I cannot believe it.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it.
It happens though.
So yeah, a little backstory of what happened.
Yeah.
So we recorded the whole show. Austin was doing the outro. I was done with my notes, and I was just clicking over onto the GarageBand to get it to pop up so I could end the recording session. And as soon as I clicked over,
it just wasn't there.
It paused, and whenever it paused, then the track disappeared.
Yeah.
But then whenever I did Command Z, it was like I hadn't done any action to undo.
Yeah.
So it was like a weird thing, a sad thing.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
I mean, yeah. There's a clip on my phone of my heart breaking.
Yeah. Yeah, clip that.
Yeah.
Yeah, clip that. I mean, it happens to the best of us, though. You know what I mean? So, and that was like what I was thinking. Is like it could have been worse. Like, who knows? All things considered, I've never had any like nightmare situations happen. Like I've never had like I've never had a SD card corrupt.
Yeah.
I've never had a hard drive or any of my archive files corrupt or anything like that. So, all things considered, I bet we've been lucky. I feel like I've been doing this podcast for over a year. Been working actively on with files that I don't necessarily want to be lost to the void forever.
Yeah.
For a while, and I've never had any nightmare situations. So, I'll happily take a weird recording error situation thing over like your hard drive's been corrupted and all of your files are gone type of situation. So
yeah.
But yeah, unfortunate situation. But hopefully you guys liked this little shorter and kind of interesting and different situation for the podcast. If you've never listened to After Hours, our audio-only Wednesday show, this is pretty much it, but with cameras. We have done one other video episode of Caddy Corner After Hours for the Christmas special, but that was not like After Hours normally, except it kind of was, but not really. So, but yeah, this is pretty much exactly what After Hours is like. Caleb and I, neither of us brought notes for this exact situation, because usually we do not bring a 911 backup. Our podcast didn't record notes, but today we improvised, and I felt like it wasn't too bad. So yeah, if you enjoyed the show, make sure to rate and review, and like, comment, and subscribe if you're on the YouTube channel. And if you like this episode, I highly recommend checking out Caddy Corner After Hours every single Wednesday, audio only, and we have like 40 of those, 30 of those, 40 of those, something like that.
44
of them. 50 of them will be whenever we hit 70. Okay. That's crazy to think about. But yeah, check that out. I kind of think After Hours is our best stuff. I always feel like that. Like, if I was ever going to go back and, like, listen to the podcast, I would listen to After Hours. I wouldn't listen to the main show. But you have to understand that it is me talking, and it's hard to listen to yourself. Be smart, I feel like. So, anyway, I'm Austin. He's Caleb. We're back every single Friday for a show that is not at all like this, but it's still really good, so you should watch all of them while you're here. And then also, like I said, After Hours every Wednesday, audio only. Check that out, too. On all your favorite podcast platforms. Amazon, Apple, Spotify, all of the other strange ones that Anchor allows me to publish them to. So check it out. Rate and review the show. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you all next week. Peace.